In a world where digital screens and instant gratification dominate our attention, the timeless pleasure of curling up with a good book is often overlooked. Books have been our faithful companions throughout history, providing knowledge, entertainment, and emotional connections. Books offer tons of benefits that contribute to personal growth, cognitive development, and overall well-being. So today we're going to be talking about 3 books that will completely change your life forever, and 3 main lessons that I took from each book. Keep in mind, these aren't the only books that could change your life. There's plenty more, and I'll probably be doing more videos on some of my other favorite books, but today we're just going to be focusing on 3. If you decide that you want to pick up any of these books for yourself, I'll have some affiliate links in the description below. Also, before we get started, comment down below your favorite book of all time. All right, let's get into it. Book number 1, The Millionaire Fastlane by M.J. DeMarco. So The Millionaire Fastlane is a book that argues that the traditional path to wealth, which involves working a 9-to-5 job and saving money for retirement, is a slow and inefficient way to become wealthy. Graduate from college, get a good job, save 10% of your paycheck, buy a used car, cancel the movie channels, quit drinking expensive Starbucks mocha lattes, save and penny pinch your life away, trust your life savings to the stock market, and one day when you're, say 65 years old, you can retire rich. This is what MJ calls the slow lane. In the book, he advocates for a more entrepreneurial approach to creating wealth, which he calls the fast lane. DeMarco argues that the fast lane is the fastest and most effective way to becoming wealthy. He also argues that the fast lane is more enjoyable than the traditional path to wealth because it allows you to work on your own terms and pursue your passions. I first read this book in 2012 and it absolutely changed my life. Here are 3 lessons that I took from it. Lesson number 1, escape the slow lane mentality. MJ emphasizes the importance of breaking free from the traditional slow lane mindset, which involves relying on a job, saving money, and investing in slow growth assets like mutual funds or real estate over a long period of time. DeMarco argues that this approach is flawed because it relies on things that are outside of our control. Instead, he advocates for the fast lane mentality, which involves creating a business or offering a product or service that can generate a lot of money within a shorter time frame. Lesson number 2, focus on creating value. MJ talks about the concept of providing value to others as the foundation of wealth creation. He encourages readers to identify needs or problems in the marketplace and develop innovative solutions to address them. By focusing on creating value and delivering it to a large number of people, entrepreneurs can generate significant income and build wealth more rapidly. The book stresses the importance of understanding market demand, creating products or services that fulfill that demand, and continuously improving and innovating to stay ahead of the competition. Lesson number 3, systems and automation. MJ talks about the importance of using technology and processes to make a business easier to run and generate more money. He suggests that we build businesses that don't rely on doing everything ourselves, but instead can be scaled up and run efficiently with the help from technology, processes, and outsourcing. By creating systems that can work on their own, we can free up our time and make money without having to do all the work ourselves. The book says we should design businesses that can run and make money even when we're not there to do everything ourselves. Book number 2, Chasing Failure by Ryan Leake. Chasing Failure is a book that helps us overcome our fear of failure and learn to embrace failure as a necessary part of success. Leake argues that failure isn't something that's to be avoided, but rather something to be embraced and learned from. Leake discusses the science behind why people are afraid of failure. He also shares his own personal stories from failure, and he talks about how to overcome the fear of failure and start embracing it. Here are 3 main lessons that I took from Chasing Failure. Lesson number 1, failure is not the opposite of success. Most people think of failure as something to be avoided at all costs, but Ryan argues that failure is not the opposite of success. It's actually a necessary part of it. The most successful people in the world have all failed at some point. In fact, most of them have failed tons of times, but they learn from their failures and use them to become better. For example, Walt Disney from Disney Movies and Disneyland was fired from his his job at a newspaper because he was told he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. That's insane. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 different publishers before her Harry Potter book was finally accepted, and Steve Jobs was fired from his own company, Apple, only to return a few years later and lead it to even more success. Lesson number 2, don't be afraid to take risks. If you want to achieve big things, you need to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone and take risks. Failure is always a possibility, but it's also a chance to learn and to grow. Taking risks can be scary, but it's important to remember that the biggest risk is not taking any risks at all. If you play it safe all the time, you'll never reach your full potential. So don't be afraid to take risks. Step outside of your comfort zone and try new things. The more risks you take, the more you'll learn and the closer you'll get to achieving your goals. Lesson number 3, celebrate your failures. When you fail, don't beat yourself up. Instead, take time to reflect on what went wrong and what you can do differently next time. Then, pick yourself up and keep moving forward. It's really important to celebrate your failures, even though it may seem counterintuitive. When you celebrate your failures, you're acknowledging that you're trying new things and you're pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. And that's a good thing. So next time you fail, don't be so hard on yourself. Instead, take the time to learn from your mistake and move on. The more you fail, the closer you are to achieving your goals. Book number 3, Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is a book that I've referenced tons of times in my other videos. The book is probably my top 5 of my favorite books of all time. I've physically read it, I've listened to it, and I've listened to it again. It's a book that I'll probably refer back to for the rest of my life. If you don't know about this book, Atomic Habits is a book that provides a framework for building good habits and breaking bad ones. The book is based on the idea that small incremental changes can lead to big results over time. There's so many things to take from this book, but here are 3 main lessons that I learned from it. Lesson number 1, the power of small habits. Clear stresses the importance of focusing on small incremental changes when it comes to forming habits. He introduces the concept of atomic habits, which are tiny, consistent actions that compound over time to produce bigger results. By breaking down larger goals into more manageable chunks and implementing small habit changes, we can make progress consistently and build lasting habits. Lesson number 2, the 4 laws of behavior change. In his book, Clear outlines 4 fundamental laws that control the process for forming habits. These 4 laws are: make it obvious. You want to create cues and reminders that make the behaviors obvious and easily noticeable. Make it attractive. Associate positive emotions or rewards with the habit to make it more appealing. Make it easy. Make the habit more simple by reducing friction and lowering barriers to entry. I talk a little bit about this law in my reducing screen time video. And make it satisfying. Ensure that the habit is rewarding and satisfying, which makes it easier to continue doing. Lesson number 3, the role of identity. Clear highlights the importance of aligning your habits with your desired identity. Rather than focusing only on the outcome, he suggests that we should focus on becoming the type of person who naturally takes action in line with their goals. By adopting an identity-based approach to forming habits, people can create lasting change by aligning their habits with their self-perception. And there you have it. Those are 3 books that certainly changed my life, and I fully believe they will change yours too. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you subscribe, hit like, and if you didn't earlier, comment your favorite book of all time. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.